Now, I am super excited about the dessert because we're going to start with that. Chef, is that okay with you?
First.
Okay, so fine. All right, so please kindly join us here. Here you go. You can have some napkins. You're welcome. All right, now, Chef, what are you doing there?
Okay, so let's start with the rice because we need it ready.
Okay.
So once it's ready, tutaiweka kando alafu tunaweza endelea.
All right.
So you can start with yours.
So, do you make desserts?
No.
Do you enjoy cakes?
Yes.
What is your favorite cake?
Black Forest.
Black Forest. Now, I like the sound of that because Black Forest has chocolate.
Yes.
So we're making a chocolate compound cake today.
Awesome.
And we're going to show you just some of the ways that you can be able to make sure that it is super moist.
Okay.
Not dry. We should buy what is it called, cakey, and you're about to choke.
Yes.
Because of how dry it is, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. Of course, help you guys at home to ensure that it's super moist. Okay, so what I'm doing here is adding about a 1/4 cup of milk. Okay. And that is what is going to be used to melt our chocolate. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so I hope you know that today, when do you mpishi wetu?
Kinda.
You kind of have a clue,
yes.
Right? All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do is, Chef, let me just, I think this one you'll need to help him with the creaming.
Okay.
Yeah? Now, why I've asked him to do that is so that it can soften the butter, yeah? Okay. All right, so tell us a little bit more about DJing. Did you go to school for it? Did you teach yourself?
I taught myself.
You taught yourself?
Okay, technically, I come from Rongai.
Okay.
I come from the lost diaspora of Angata Rongai.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a club there. It's a bit famous. It's called Legend.
Okay.
So a long time ago, when I was very ambitious about rock music and DJing,
yeah,
I used to go there and I used to watch a pal of mine. His name is Maina.
Okay.
DJ MV. Let me call him like that. And okay, so there was James Maina and there's MV, DJ MV. So I used to go there and I used to watch them. Okay. And the two of them are very good, they're very talented. They still DJ until now.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and be like, hey, what's that?
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Why did you push that?
I love it.
Why are you doing that?
Yes.
And I did that for like, I think about maybe 6 or 7 months.
Wow.
Until I got the courage to stand up in front of a crowd and play.
And play.
Yeah.
And now, like how, I love the fact that you actually took, the initiative to ask questions. So a lot of people will just sit back and then they'll want gigs when they really just don't even know what they're doing.
No, you have to learn.
You have to learn.
And be passionate about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Passion is also something that is such a driving factor. All right, guys, now we have 1/2 cup of butter. And what we're going to do is add a 1/4 cup of regular sugar. Now, for chocolate cakes, you want to always add more sugar because the cocoa tends to drain that sugar away.
The cocoa?
Yes, the cocoa, which you're going to put the cocoa powder, right? All right, let me just make sure that chocolate doesn't burn. So you're just going to give that a mix as it melts. And what we have here is a cup of brown sugar, which I think
a cup?
Yeah, that's a cup.
That looks a lot.
It is a lot, as it should be. You know why? Like I said, chocolate cake tends to take away the sweetness. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to mix that up. So incorporate the sugar.
What? Like turn and pound?
Yes, and pound, because I'm trying to get the one that's stuck in there.
Oh.
Yeah, to get out of that whisk so you can be able to mix it, right? All right, now, guys, this is usually such a process because you have to make sure that you cream it. Now, if you intend on putting less sugar, then that's absolutely fine. You can do so. You can put less sugar in there. Can I help you?
Yes.
Yes.
It's such a huge chunk.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and just mix it up for you. And what we're doing is incorporating the sugar and the, what is it called? And the oil.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So
yes. Yes, I can drink it now.
All right. Now, guys, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of oil. Okay. This is because you need all the moisture in there as possible, right? And that's what I was saying. There's going to be lots of aspects of moisture. Chef, how's our chocolate going there? Almost. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is now ensure that I've incorporated. Should not be happening. Ensure that I've incorporated that oil, the sugar, the butter in there completely. Oh my gosh! Wow. Look at that. I know, right? It's usually a workout. So at this point, guys, is where you want to add your eggs. Yeah, you can go on mixing. Yes, you can go on mixing. And add your eggs one at a time.
Okay.
Is this okay? All right, guys, I have to make sure because I think it was in the fridge and I'm a bit skeptic about it being okay. All right, and then, so this one, we're going to add 3 eggs in there. Now, you can put 4. It's absolutely up to you. Thank you, Chef. I like the way he's cleaning as we go. Now, just add 1 at a time. It's a workout, isn't it? Not really. Chef, I think our chocolate is ready. You want to make sure?
Mix, so.
Exactly.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
This is our mix table right here. All right, and then add the last one. Okay. Give that a mix completely. I don't think I'm going to add another one. Now, guys, I usually eyeball this. So then I'm trying to, as much as possible to give you the correct measurement. If you put too much eggs, then the consistency of the cake changes. So the key thing is to make sure you have a good batter. Okay. That looks absolutely perfect. I am going to add just 1 more egg. Okay. Why? Because...
couldn't help it.
I couldn't help it. I really just couldn't help it. All right, I'm going to add 1 more egg. The 4th egg goes in there, guys. Please remember the measurements. When it comes to baking, measurements are extremely, extremely important. Don't eyeball like me, yeah? All right, so at this point is where I'm going to, that is perfect. You don't have to over mix it. All right. You just want to make sure that it's been incorporated completely. All right, so I'm looking for the cocoa powder.
Okay, let me get you.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Now, how are we feeling about this mixing? It's a different kind of mixing, but it's all right, right? Yeah. All right, now we're going to get right to a little bit more about what you do. But before that, I'm going to need us to take, now this is called tempering the batter. Because the chocolate is hot, you don't want to cook the eggs in there. Okay. So the first thing that you do is you can add a little bit of the mixture on the side with the chocolate. Or you can just, I need you to mix it for me. Mix it as I add, right? Or you can just mix it slowly at a time so that keep mixing so it doesn't cook. Chef, thank you so much for the cocoa. I'm gonna need a lot more, but it's fine. All right, thank you. That is perfect. So you see what we've done is we've changed the temperature of the batter. So now when you add the rest of the chocolate, it's not going to be a problem. Be careful, it's hot.
Yes,
yeah, so you don't want to burn yourself there, yeah? Just slowly as you go incorporating the chocolate in there. I love it. Thank you so much, Chef. Now this is, doesn't it smell already so good?
It's changing.
It's changing, yes. All right, now slow down on the mixture because when I put the cocoa powder, it's going to splash. So we have about 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Now, I love my cake super chocolatey. That's why you're seeing I'm adding the chocolate and the cocoa powder. And then what I'm going to do here is add the remaining chocolate into that mixture that you have there. And I'm going to need you to incorporate this very slowly as you go.
Folding?
Folding. You can fold or you can just mix it, but just be very, very gentle with it, yeah? And at this point is where I add a cup of flour into that concoction that we have there. Now, a lot of people usually do half flour, half milk, half flour, half milk. You can do that, and that helps you the consistency of your cake. But you see, for this, let me help you there. He was being very gentle.
Yes,
yes. I did tell you to be gentle, which is perfect, right? All right. Now, this is basically just making sure that that flour is incorporated in that batter. Perfect. Look at that. How amazing does it look? This is how your chocolate batter looks before it goes in. It becomes a thing, right? All right. So I'm just gonna add the last batch of flour. The last batch of cocoa in there. I love the fact that this is going to be super duper chocolatey. Yeah. All right. Now, what are some of the things that DJs hate? Because I love talking about this. You have so many people coming up and like mazinchazei, bana. You know. So, what are some of the things that you have experienced that you just totally hate?
First of all, there are exaggerated versions of what you just said.
Oh, really?
They are like nichezehi. Then they enter my booth.
Oh no.
And they're like stocky up mpaka ucheza.
You're serious?
You're
Yeah.
kidding me.
That's version number 1. Version number 2 is they're like nichezehi. Then I'm like, okay, just wait. And then they're like, they go to my PC and they're like, Ebu search.
Oh my goodness, no!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
What do you do at that point? That's so annoying.
I just tell them the management doesn't allow them to go, this far into my booth. So I tell them to just, just to relax and I'll play it later.
Oh my gosh, and you sound like such a kind, humble person.
I have to be.
I would probably flip out if you touched my equipment. It's like when Chef touches my recipes and I'm like, psh,
Yeah.
You know, don't be touching none of that. Of that. But chef, before we go on to yours, what we're gonna do is just the final step where you want to make sure that you grease your pan. Which I say greasing, because you have to do this so that keki isikwame kwenye pan itself. Exactly, it doesn't stick. So guys, I'm just gonna grease this, and for the sake of making sure that you see the final product, I'm gonna put a very thin layer of that batter so that at least we'd all be able to taste it. So I'm going to do 2 tins depending on how much batter remains. And after you grease it, you want to come with your flour and coat it with flour now completely. This is just the finishing touch. What this does now is creates even a better lining. If you have parchment paper, which is found in the supermarkets, you can just go ahead and use that as well. All right, chef, what do you need him to do?
Okay. Let's need to clear up here first.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Kawaida yangu.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to start fast with, let's start this out here. This here. We have the pineapple here.
Yep.
So what we're going to use the pineapple for is we're going to take the flesh and then...
Pineapple has flesh?
Yeah, it's flesh. Let's call it that.
Okay.
So first of all, we're going to cut it halfway. So just make sure you Peter. Where is it? There you go. And then you make sure you just cut it in kabisa hivo. Okay. That's the end of flesh. So I want you to take a knife, and then I just want you to follow my lead.
All right.
So what we're going to do with this pineapple, we're going to remove all this, and then we're just going to make like a plate. This for presentation purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you do is this no scatter hadi chini. Just make sure umepata space kiasi tu.
Seriously? How do
Yeah, so just make sure you get that. Chungu sijikate.
I'm trying not to.
Yeah. Hope you have insurance.
Hey, chef, let's not harm our guests, guys.
No.
Here. All right, now as they go ahead and remove that flesh, I'm going to pop this lovely tray of chocolate cake into the oven. Oh my gosh, look at that.
You said
now at 180, I'm going to put it for 25 minutes. And just wait for that to go, get ready and rise. You don't want to check on it, just leave it closed until it rises, and then you want to check with a skewer. You know the drill, guys.